Hi everybody, much love and power to you guys. Today I want to speak about the concept of the dark night of the soul and really what it is and how to actually go through it, and maybe signs that you have gone through it and now that you are actually recoming back to the light, recoming back to your true soul's purpose. Now, I'm gonna share with you guys my own experience, and I had an experience of awakening back in 2014. And it was all perfect, all good, all amazing. I was changing at a deep level. I was changing at a vibrational level. I was changing at a level that represented my psyche. And this is what an awakening is. We are really opening our consciousness. We are really transmuting from one state of consciousness to another. And everything seemed amazing. I was actually grateful for my life. I was actually having a lot of energy. I was in alignment with my true being, with my true self. But what I didn't expect was the fact that there was actually a dark night of the soul awaiting for me, And what happened was the fact that when we are actually entering the dark night of the soul, it's like our souls are choosing to challenge us. And trust me, it's really dark, and it can actually get really dark. It can get really uncomfortable. It can get really painful at a soul level. It can get really painful in our vibrational body, in what we feel, in what we think, into our perception of who we are. So the dark night of the soul is really a spiritual crisis. A spiritual crisis that maybe most of us go through at some point in life, because we are multidimensional spiritual beings having a human experience. But when we come here in this 3D reality, we are actually challenging ourselves from a higher vibrational state of consciousness, and we are actually challenging our 3D avatar to actually experience some lessons, to actually clear the soul's energy and actually come back home into our pure natural self. Okay, so what happens in the dark night of the soul is the fact that you are actually clearing things from your energetic body. It's like your ego is dying in a way. It's like you lose your sense of self. It's like you don't really know who you are anymore. And I have been into this process of low vibration, of being disconnected from my spirit, from my higher self, for about 4 or 5 years. And right now I'm still in the process of actually going through the dark night of the soul. But what I'm realizing is the fact that the dark night of the soul is actually ending in a way, and I'm really coming back home as a new person. I'm really coming back home into my pure natural state and self. Okay, so what happens is that the spiritual seeker actually chooses to look deep into his unconscious and subconscious mind. It's like subconsciously and unconsciously we have memories that we hold at a soul level. We have things that really have to be cleared in our vibrational consciousness. There are really things that have to be cleared in our energetic field, in our higher vibrational bodies, in order for us to actually heal again and become a new person, a greater person, a new version of ourselves, So what I'm realizing is the fact that when we are in the dark night of the soul, we really feel disconnected. This is the main symptom that I have experienced. It's like I felt like I was really disconnected from my higher self. I was really disconnected from myself. I felt really not in tune with life. I felt like I lost passion. I felt like I lost my sense of self. I felt like I lost being that full of life still, being that full of life anymore. I lost being full of life. And what I came to realize that is the fact that my chakra system and my body, my energetic body, needed a shift. It needed something to be reintegrated. Now, the second symptom that you are in the dark night of the soul is the fact that you don't have passion anymore. But in a way, your higher self is trying to keep pushing you forward. You know, it's like you cannot really stay stagnant, even though you feel like that's what you want to do for a long period of time. When you're in the dark night of the soul, it's like you can't move. You don't know left from right and right from left, up from down. You don't know. It seems like you have lost a part of yourself. You know, it seems like you have lost a part of yourself. But what happens is the fact that there's actually deep work in our energetic body, and in a way we are calibrating and recalibrating ourselves, you know. So the dark night of the soul is not an easy process to go through, and it is actually a spiritual crisis. It is actually a spiritual crisis. But when you realize that, you can always trust the process. You can always trust the process even if it gets hard. You can always trust the process even if it gets uncomfortable. You can always trust the process, you know. So it's like you always need to keep the trust within yourself. You always need to keep the trust within yourself, because if you lose trust, then you lose things in your life. If you lose trust, you lose parts of yourself. So my advice is, if you are finding yourself in the dark night of the soul, don't lose trust and realize that there is always a spiritual solution for your problems. There is always, at the end of the tunnel, a way back home into the light, into abundance, into your pure self, you know. Now I'm gonna end with, am I ending? I think I'm not ending, because I want to freestyle a bit more, freestyling about the dark night of the soul. Let's see how we can actually get into our goal. Let's see what this life is about. Let's question the nature of the reality itself, and let's transcend into our new self. Okay, I'm rapping because my dream is also to sing, so I'm gonna sing. What are you guys up for today? I think I'm just gonna move into my body and lead me astray. Yeah. So the dark night of the soul is something that the spiritual seeker actually chooses to experience. It is a really painful experience that we experience not only at a human level but also at a soul level. It's a painful experience that we must learn how to integrate in order to actually reclaim back our power and start being our complete selves again, you know. And how do we do this? Well, I realized that patience and a creative process may be a really good thing for you to actually increase your energy, you know, a creative process, and also moving into your body, you know, because when you are in the dark night of the soul, it feels like your body has lost power. It feels like your body has lost power. But when you are actually moving into your body and you begin to actually live a healthy life, it's like you actually reclaim back your power in a way, and it's like you are shifting your energies in a more smooth way, you know. So meditation, sports, eating healthy, and the creative process. This is what I recommend for you guys while you are in the dark night of the soul. Even if you feel like you don't want to do it, and you will feel like you don't want to do it, but what I encourage you guys is to, yes, relax as much as possible, but at the same time, go ahead and do the work. Go ahead and do the work, and realize that even if you are in a dark place, you still have the power to express yourself. You still have the power to express yourself. You still have the power to be grateful for what you have. Even if your energy field is low, even if your vibrational body is maybe not receiving that much energy, even if you feel like your chakra system is closed, feel free to actually just be yourself in the process and allow the pain to be there. Allow the pain to be there. This is actually super important. Allow the pain to be there and actually open your heart to whatever is, whether that is a panic attack or you're feeling like you have low energy, whether it is depression. Allow it to be, and allow your body and mind to actually experience these things, because these things are actually powerful. In a sense, these things are powerful, you know, when you allow yourself to feel the pain. Because when we awaken and when we are actually opening our consciousness to a new state, we are so used to the positive feelings. We are so used to the positive feelings. We are so used to only being positive. But when the dark night hits, we also have to learn to be negative. We also have to learn how to accept our negative side. You know, we also have to learn how to accept a negative feeling, you know. So yeah, realize that it's not easy. It's not easy, and many of us go through the dark night of the soul. But what we came to realize is the fact that in the awakening process, we are always going back home into the self. We are always going back home into the self, because this is actually written in the stars for us to be happy, for us to be abundant, for us to stay conscious, for us to be smart, for us to be kings and warriors and lions, you know. So guys, yeah, this is my video about the dark night of the soul. It's not something that is really easy, but it is something that you will actually go through. It is something that you will actually solve at a soul level. It is something that you will actually begin to realize that it all happened for you. It is something that when you realize that it all happened for you, now you will get the strength to actually look in the past and actually heal your past in the present moment. Heal the past in the present moment. Okay guys, so this is my video about the dark night of the soul. I am here with you. I'm here with you, and I encourage you to be yourself in the process. Be yourself in the process, and allow whatever energy is to be there and express your most authentic self. Express your most authentic self, and just allow things to happen, and realize that you will get your strength back, you will get your power back, you will get that inspiration, which means being in spirit. You will get that inspiration back. You will actually solve everything, and you won't even need that let's say, because when we awaken, we are so used to receive guidance and synchronicities, and it's like everything is magical at a quantum level, everything is magical at a high vibrational level. But when we get to actually be a bit more mature, we realize that we don't necessarily need all those things in order to build and create our reality, because now we are our own guides. We are our own guides, and we are the masters of the earth. We are our own gurus, guys, you know. So allow yourself to mature yourself. The dark night of the soul is the process where you are actually maturing yourself. You are no longer in high school. You are now on a beach with, I don't know, you are no longer in your childhood. You are now growing up, and you are now becoming more mature, you know, about your soul purpose. And by the way, when you feel like you're exiting the dark night of the soul, it's like you are pushed and you are encouraged, and you feel like you want to expand your soul's purpose, your soul's mission, you know. So yeah, this is my video about the dark night of the soul. It's not something easy to be experienced, because I felt like I went through hell, honestly. But what I realized right now is the fact that I'm coming back alive, and it feels really good, and it feels really dancey, and it feels really vibey, and I got everything necessary in order for me to actually be my most complete self. And it all starts from now, because I am reclaiming back my power, and I am moving into my most authentic self. Okay guys, so thanks for watching, and I love you. Stay conscious, stay awesome, and see ya on what is coming up next. This is today's video about the dark night of the soul. I feel you, I love you, and stay conscious, stay conscious. You got this, okay? So much peace, and see ya.